Hey, so I'm here next to the American River Bike Path. Gorgeous afternoon today here in Northern California. Wanted to talk briefly about a topic I've mentioned in an earlier video, which is bike choice and picking your bike for PBP. And what I thought I'd do today is show you one of the bikes that's in contention to be my bike to take to Paris a little later this year. So this bike is one of my two Alex Singer bikes, made in the Alex Singer shop in Levallois, which is just outside Paris. This particular bike was made in about 2003, originally for a cyclist out of Fort Collins, Colorado, named Will DeRosset, who has been to PBP and is a well-known long-distance and randonneur rider. I bought this about 4 years ago. Bought it from him, so I'm the second owner. And if you can see there on the stem cap, there's his name engraved on it. That was the one of the options when you got the custom-made Singer. So this bike is probably right now my #1 option. It's a very nice riding bike. It's fairly light, but I'm not that concerned about the weight. One thing I really like about this bike is it was built to do this. This is a classic Alex Singer randonneur. It was made to do this, and everything about the bike was designed for the purpose of doing long-distance riding and randonneuring. So it rides very comfortably. It's very light and nimble. It handles wonderfully. It was, again, designed to hold a front bag. So underneath that bag you can see the custom-made rack that was made and designed for this bike. On the back is again the custom-made sort of mini randonneur rack, again made for this bike. Lots of really cool features on it. The brakes there are some classic Mafak racers. Those are mounted on posts that are brazed onto the frame. That makes the brakes stronger and less susceptible to flex. It also eliminates a major part, which would be the yoke that goes between the two pivot points and then the bolt holding it on, so it makes for a stronger and lighter setup. Some other cool features on here. The front derailleur, you can see there, the front half of the mount has been taken off. That's a clamp-on Uray derailleur. So they took off the front part and replaced it with a couple braze-on points, so it now actually bolts onto the frame. And what it's just done is eliminated, again, a little bit of weight for that very front part there. I mentioned it has an Uray derailleur in the front, also in the back. That's the Jubilee. That was the lightest derailleur they ever made. I think the lightest derailleur ever made is actually that one right there. It's friction shifting. I've got a 7-speed freewheel on here. Maxi car hub on the back. That was original to the bike. It came with front and rear wheels like that. The front wheel on this bike has been changed out with a dyno hub and the same rim. I have the original front wheel. It's on another bike, actually my other Singer, so if I ever wanted to, I could change it back. Up here on the front rack, there is a mount that was built onto the rack to hold the front light. It originally came with a kind of funky French headlight that didn't work very well. I've taken that off and replaced it with a modern LED unit that's running off that dyno hub. Classic blue color. You can see the Reynolds 531 decal on here, the frame and fork completely made out of Reynolds 531, which is a marvelous tube set. I have several bikes made out of this and they all just ride amazingly well. Chrome all over the bike, fork tips, ends of the stays. The head tube set up here is the fillet brazed, where there's a smooth transition between the lug and the head tube, and all of that beautifully chrome plated. The chrome plating on this bike, including on the stem, which is a custom made Singer stem, the chrome plating is just marvelous. It's the best I've ever seen on any bike, and that includes my 71 Chinelli, which has chrome on it, which is nice, but not nearly as nice as this. Down there at the bottom, TA crankset. Again, that was original to the bike. The Crank Brothers pedals, of course, are not, but that's what I use. You can see a little tail light there that runs off the generator. So, as I said, I bought this bike about 4 years ago. Have not done much to it. As I said, changed out the front wheel. I rewired it to work with the lighting, or with the new dynamo on the front. It did come with a generator, or a dynamo rather, mounted onto the seat stay here. And then up above that is one of Singer's classic pieces, which is a actuator that simply works by flipping it to and fro, and that lets you turn it on and off as you're riding. I've left all that there just because it came with the bike and it looks really interesting, but it's not connected. Although I could just rewire it again to run the wiring up to the dynamo once more and get that back in shape. So as I said, a very nice bike. All I've really done to it is clean it up, polish some things, new brake cables, etc. New bags. The ones that came with it had they've been used a lot, so they didn't look quite like I wanted it to. But as I said, this is one of my main contenders for the event. This is the bike that I took to PBP in 2015. Worked wonderfully then, and I expect it would again. I was also able, while I was there, to take it back to the Singer shop, back to the place where it came from. So that was very fun to see it there in the shop, along with all the other bikes that they have there. So in future videos, I'll show you a couple other bikes that I am still thinking about, and we'll see how my decision making goes. My next brevet is coming up in a couple of weeks, and I may take something interesting on that ride. It's only another 200K, so I might take a more interesting bike. Anyway, that's it for now. As I said, I just wanted to give you a quick tour of one of the bikes that I'm thinking of for PBP. A couple others that I'm thinking of, which I'll also show you in some future videos. And I am working on the drop bag video. It's taken a little more preparation than usual, so that and some other things have just delayed that a little longer than I'd like, but that is coming, and I will post that as soon as I can. So thanks for watching. If you like these videos, click on subscribe so you don't miss anything in the future. If you like the video, like it with that little button down there, and I will see you in the next PBP tips and on the road, and I'll see you in France in August.